So in this video, we're going to have a look at how to multiply and divide with negative numbers. So let's start off with some simple examples. We're going to start just with 4 times 5. And of course, we should all know that that is going to be 20. So what would happen if we change just one of these numbers? So perhaps we can swap out the 4 for a -4. How would that affect the result? Well, if I'm doing 4 times 5, then what I'm doing is I'm counting. You could either think of it as 4 lots of 5 or 5 lots of 4. In the next example, I can think of it as being 5 lots of -4. So 5 lots of -4 is going to have to be a -20, isn't it, right? Think of -4 plus -4 plus -4 plus -4 plus -4. We're going to be moving down that number line and we'll end up at 20. So clearly that has to be the case. And likewise, the same principles apply if we had the 5 being negative. If I did positive 4 times a -5, we've got 4 lots of -5. It's going to be -20. So in these two examples, we've got one negative times a positive. Our answer is going to be negative. So what would happen then if we had two different negative numbers? So what about if we had -4 multiplied by -5? Okay, well, similar, but what's going to happen is these negative signs are going to cancel out, right? Okay, if we have -4 lots of -5, it will switch sign and it will become positive. So we're going to have a positive 20. Now, the key takeaways from these results are as followed. So if we have 0 negatives, then we have a positive answer. If we have 1 negative sign, right, in both of these two examples, then we have a negative answer. And if we have 2 negative signs, then we're going to have a positive answer. Now, in actual fact, we can extend this result on even further, because if we had 3 negative signs, we would be negative again. 4 negative signs multiplying together, we'd be positive again. And it turns out that if we have an odd number of negative signs multiplying together, we're going to get a negative answer. And if we have an even amount of negative signs multiplying together, we're going to have a positive answer. Now, let's see if we can apply this to some more multiplication, but also division, because in division, it's exactly the same rules. 1 negative sign, you can see in a sum, is going to give us a negative answer, whereas 2 will give us a positive answer. So 5 times -7. Well, we know that 5 times 7 is 35, and we can see just 1 negative sign there. So this answer is -35. In B, we have -8 times -10. Well, I know already that 8 times 10 is 80, and I can see 2 negative signs there, so that means I'm going to keep my answer positive. The answer here is just 80. On to some division. If I did 42 divided by 6, I would know that that is 7, but I can see 1 negative sign here, so therefore I'm going to write a negative sign in my answer. And in D, I already know that 88 divided by 8 is 11. But I've got 2 negative signs involved in the question. And when I see 2, I know my answer is going to be positive. So I'm going to leave it there as 11. So let's carry this on then and see if we can apply this to some further results. And as I said, look out for more than 1 negative sign. Now, we can kind of prove those rules of this example, because clearly -8 times -4 is a positive 32, because 2 negatives make a positive. And now I've got to do 3 lots of 32. Well, that's just 2 regular positive numbers. Our answer here is just going to be 96. Now, moving on to part B, well, we can do this in any order, really. Let's do the 4 and the 8 together first. So -4 times -8 is going to be a positive 32. We've already seen that. And we're going to be timesing that by a minus. Now, in this particular sum, now we've got just 1 negative sign involved in the question. So our answer is going to be negative. This is going to turn out to be -64. Let's see if we can apply that to the rules of BIDMAS or PEMDAS. We have to do the brackets first, and we've got -6 plus 10. So visualize yourself at -6 on the number line and move up 10 places, we should be able to understand that this is +4. So we've got to do 4 divided by -2. Well, we've got one negative here. 4 divided by 2 is 2, but with the one negative, our answer is -2. Let's apply this again to part B. 12, take away 24. If we start at 12 on the number line and go down 24 places, we'll be at -12. So if we do that bracket first, using the rules of PEMDAS, we've got -12 divided by -2. I've got two negatives, so that means my answer is positive. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So -12 divided by -2 is also 6. This will be our answer here. Okay, I hope that's enough for you to be able to understand how to multiply and divide negative numbers.